welcome to another episode of Big Nick Energy Palcast. Mill here. Today I'm going to be taking a little bit more of the lead compared to my other co-hosts that are usually here. And we also have two very special guests, Knicks Anonymous. Welcome LJ and Stevie. If you guys want to introduce yourselves a little bit, talk about how long you've been a Knicks fan and why you created Knicks Anonymous.
Stevie, I'll let you go first, seniority.
All right, bet. My name is Stevie. I'm the elder statesman of Knicks Anonymous. I've been a Knicks fan since exactly 1991. Pretty much the first year Jordan knocked us out and won his chip and started his dynasty. Why I became a Knicks fan? Honestly, I actually started as not a Laker fan, but a Magic Johnson fan. Like, he was the first basketball player I ever discovered. I was amazed by him. I was real sad when he retired, and somehow I discovered Patrick Ewing. I was enamored by him, and I've been a Knicks fan ever since.
See you. That's what's up, Stevie. I like that. Gives me butterflies every time I hear it. But was good, New York. You already know. My name is LJ. The youngest member of Knicks Anonymous. I feel like that's the greatest thing about our podcast is that we bring two dynamics to it. We got the young and the old. No offense, Stevie. I love you.
Don't take it. Don't take it.
But I've been a Knicks fan. Well, I'm 23, so I guess 23 years of my life. I was born into it. Unfortunately, I did not get to see the glory days like Stevie has. I have not seen the finals. The most I've seen actually was recently when we went to the second round. Well, we did it with Melo, but that's like the glory days for me. I became a Knicks fan because of Nate Robinson. I was always the shortest man on the court. And one guy I looked up to was Nate Robinson, and he played for the Knicks. So that was definitely my inspiration. That's when I really started to get into Knicks basketball. I was always like aware of the Knicks, but I was never like into it. So once I saw Nate Robinson, it gave me an excuse to just really get down with the Knicks. I'm sorry, what was the other question?
I think you covered it.
We good? All right, so we
yeah, you're good. So thank you. I loved hearing both of those stories, especially the Nate Robinson one. Like, I get that story personally, being that short, being on the court.
It's
but
not easy.
Anyway, I know. I used to play basketball myself, and I'm so short, so it definitely is.
I see
hard.
you on Instagram. I see go check out. She be hooping.
Yeah, you got a nice jumper. I saw that. You got a nice little jumper there.
Thank you. I don't really hoop like that anymore, but it used to be fun.
That's what's up. It's good. Casual. It's always fun to play no matter what.
Definitely. Let's get straight into it. The first topics we're going to be talking about is the FIBA World Cup. It did end recently, and the US nor Canada took home gold, which is quite surprising, I'd say the least. Going into this tournament, I for sure thought at least one of them would be taking home gold or silver, but they didn't take home either. So it was very surprising to see how both teams disappointingly played. But what do you guys think about each of their performances? Specifically, let's go through RJ first. I think he played tremendously, very efficient towards the end stretch. But let's start with you, LJ.
Yeah, one thing I really enjoyed about watching RJ play is he's starting to look very comfortable shooting the ball. And I feel like that's like for me personally, that's like the number one takeaway from all this, especially in the bronze game. Because I believe he shot like 50%, 4 of 8. When was the last time you saw RJ shoot 8 threes and make 50% of that?
No, exactly.
That's beyond
I was very happy to see that.
Yeah, and for me, that's good because he's starting to get confident. And I saw that there was like stories about how, well, not stories, like they were actually like just facts that he has been working on his jump shot and he's been working on like fixing it on little increments. And honestly, it looks great. He's not as, he doesn't rush. He looks very set. He lets it fly. He holds it, the follow through. He looks good, man. And he looks a little stronger too, not for nothing. He looks a little bit more confident the way he plays. So honestly, I think RJ did his thing, man. And I'm happy. And honestly, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm happy he did that to Brunson and Hart because now that when he comes back to New York, I want him to beat his chest. Like, yeah, like give me the ball more. Like, so
no, definitely.
I'm happy for RJ, man.
What about you, Stevie? What do you think of RJ's performances?
For the record, I was actually rooting for Canada because of RJ. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but that's okay. He looked good. I can't even lie. RJ Barrett looked real good. To piggyback off what LJ said, he looked real confident. His mid-range jumper at times looked smoother than most other times he shot it, because he had a few of them with teardrops. So I like what I'm seeing with that. In the bronze game, he had a few turnovers I didn't like, but I'm willing to look past that because, like, as LJ said, the confidence is there. It kind of looks, I'm hoping he's ready to take that next step and go to the next level, judging by what we've seen here. Hopefully it carries over. But I guess I could honestly sum it up just by saying it was all positive, aside from the 3 turnovers I mentioned in the bronze game, everything else was positive.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely think the way he's shooting is more efficiently, and his shot looks better, his form looks better, the aggressiveness, driving to the basket. I think all around this FIBA tournament helped him. It improved his game. And honestly, hopefully that it leads to a fast start for the next season. He's kind of known for getting off to slow starts, but hopefully this can help him get, into it faster. But let's go on to Brunson's performances in the tournament. How do you guys feel about Brunson? He did underperform a little bit compared to what we saw all year on the Knicks and in the playoffs. But what do you guys think about that?
Steve, I'll let you go first on that one.
He did underperform, but it's not too concerning. I'm gonna put that more so on him having a lot of star teammates to play around, because everybody's gonna want the ball.
Yeah.
But like I said, yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I assume Brunson will be the same Brunson he was last year. But I can't lie. I'm gonna give props to Josh Hart. The hustle
Yeah.
did. The hustle.
We're gonna get onto him
him
next.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Stevie's guy.
No, you're good.
That's Stevie's guy right there.
I got too carried away because, like you said, let me stick to Brunson. I'm sorry. Like, his was underwhelming. I'm not too concerned, but like I said, he'll get off to his start. Take it away, LJ.
Yeah, I got you. I honestly, there was one comment that stuck with me the most, and I don't know who exactly said it. I just know it was out there. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if it was actually said, but there was sayings that the way Brunson was like practicing and playing, it was almost like his team. Like, they were giving him props, saying like, this is Brunson's team. So that alone is a great trait. It's a great trait to have, because when he comes back to the Knicks, he's gonna have to be that leader. He's gonna have to be that the tip of the spear, because he's the point guard. The point guard is the most. He's the chip of the brain of the computer. You know what I mean? So he's gonna have to step into that leadership role more and more. And by that statement, it shows that he's practicing on that leadership role. So even though he did underperform skill-wise, but, like Stevie said, it could be just purely based off the fact that everybody else is a pure baller on that team, so I think the fact that he's practicing his leadership roles is very key, because the Knicks are young. So, we're going to need that veteran leadership moving forward. So the fact that he's working on that is great.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I saw a few comments just like the one you saw about his leadership and the role he had on Team USA. It was more of a leader in that he was, taking charge. He didn't necessarily have to have huge games like how Anthony Edwards had or any of them else, but it's his presence there that was definitely helping them, being one of the more veteran like players there. And like you guys said too, I'm not too worried the fact that he didn't put up like a crazy 30-point, 40-point game. It could be like a few things that that playing style he's not used to, the players he's playing with he's not used to either. A lot of things come into play with how you perform in FIBA, but we'll get into that too a little bit later about another Brunson topic. But let's move on to you want to say something?
Yeah, can I say something real quick? it's funny you say that about like him not usually doing the 30 points and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think that's really Brunson's game. Like, yeah, he's a scorer, but I don't think he's a type of scorer that would give you 30. Like maybe like 20, 18 consistently. That's valid. As Knicks fans, I feel like we get kind of like spoiled a little bit because he's don't get me wrong, he's definitely the type of player that can go out and get 30 easy if you really, you know what I mean? So, but I don't really think that's his game, and that's just what I wanted to say. Like, I don't think that's really his game. Cause a lot of people were on him about like him not dropping buckets like that. Yeah. And I get it. We want to see Brunson over, shine out, and all that stuff. But he's a point guard. He's got to do other things. So I wouldn't really nitpick him on the points. But I do agree though. He definitely did underperform. He definitely could have done better.
That actually was perfect, leading us into our next topic. I mean, let's brush over Josh Hart really quick. I think he played exactly how he did, like on the Knicks, that all around kind of guy. He got a lot of boards, wasn't going crazy shooting. I don't really have much to say about him in FIBA. Do you guys have anything you want to add before we go into
Stevie? Go ahead. It's your time.
I'll be quick about it, man. I was just hyped at what I saw because like it didn't stop. It was the same Josh Hart we got as soon as we got him at the deadline. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't lights out as far as like stats go, but like his presence was there. You know what I mean? And that's what we need from him. You know what I mean? He keeps that up. He keeps just being Josh Hart. We'll be good.
Exactly.
I agree.
And
honestly,
the one thing,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So no, yeah. Honestly, Josh Hart is Josh Hart. I mean, that's the best thing about Josh Hart. Honestly, you're gonna get exactly what you see from him, and the fact that he's just still doing that even in FIBA with all those other stars. You know what I mean? So the fact that he just fits right in, even with them, he'll fit right perfect with us, and it showed with us last season. And I always say, we got him mid-season, so now we finally get to start with Josh Hart. So I can't wait. Josh Hart he's good off the bench. He's a great pickup.
Yeah, fun guy to watch.
Very true. Yeah, all true. And I wanted to point out, I believe Steve Kerr said this about him. Though, I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw this quote that he said, he doesn't know what position Josh Hart plays, but he knows he's a winner. And that's exactly him.
He did say that. He damn sure did.
Yeah, that's exactly him.
That sums up Josh Hart 100%.
But leading into our next topic, and you kind of touched up on it, and I'd love to see you go more into it, but I think that Knicks Twitter, I don't know if you guys are on Knicks Twitter. I think you are.
Unfortunately, yes.
We all are. Unfortunately, we just can't catch a break.
But I feel like Knicks Twitter is a little bit bored right now because before the tournament even finished, I saw people out of nowhere just start debating about Brunson, calling him a selfish point guard, a ball hog. And this was before the tournament even finished. So I was a little bit confused where all this was coming from. And I think they're bored right now. Obviously he underperformed in FIBA. We know that. But you can't place the blame on him for them not winning gold. Like, it was not just on him. It was the team as a whole and the missing pieces that they were missing. But I don't know why Knicks Twitter is going after him right now. Like, you could get into that. If you think he is a selfish point guard, what's going on?
Oh my God! Listen, Knicks Twitter will be Knicks Twitter. For those of you that are new, like if we got some newcomers to the Knicks space, first of all, welcome. Second of all, when it comes down to Knicks Twitter, make sure you know what you stand for, because Knicks Twitter will definitely suck you into a whirlpool of negativity. Like, I don't know what it is with them. Like, and don't get me wrong, it's not all Knicks Twitter, because we definitely get a lot of love on Twitter from a bunch of people that be defending us. But where there's light, there's darkness. So
yeah,
honestly, just like you said it perfectly, they're bored. And that's exactly what I would just leave it as. They're bored and they really just have nothing else to say or nitpick. And of course, instead of being positive, you gotta go negative. So, unfortunately, negativity sells a little bit more than positivity. But in terms of Jalen Brunson being a selfish player, bro, like, that was the argument coming into it. People weren't sure what he was gonna do because, like I said, like he may not be a 30-point kind of guy, but he is a score first kind of point guard. So his big misconception was like, oh, will he fit based off around like, he needs to distribute. I mean, he averaged like 5 assists, 5, 6 assists.
And that's good for him.
And that's more than what he averaged with the Mavericks. I think he averaged like 3, 4. And we said he should average 7, and he averaged 6. So he just got one lower than, what we thought. And 7 was pushing it. Like 7 assists is crazy. If you really want to think about it, it's not that crazy, but it's still crazy. And, sometimes you gotta, if he feels the need that he needs to take over, he's the kind of guy I wouldn't mind letting him take over because, like I said, he could go for 30. He's that kind of guy. So, I would put it like this. I would rather him take over than Randall. I'll put it like that. So, Stevie, go ahead.
I wouldn't call him a selfish player. That's inaccurate. Jalen Brunson, from what I've seen, is a very team-oriented player. He gets everybody involved. I guess what people are talking about is he has those moments where he has the ball and the team just stands around and lets him cook. So he'll take more shots than he usually should. But that doesn't make him a selfish player, bro. That just means he has the green light. And why wouldn't you give Jalen Brunson the green light? It's not like he doesn't take bad shots as far as I've seen. You know what I mean? Like he's good with his shot selection, pretty smart player. So if, like you said, if I want anybody taking over, no disrespect to Randall, because I personally like Randall. He has his moments when he takes over, but that's a whole different discussion. If we want somebody to take over, I would gladly let it be Brunson because I know they hit or miss, he's gonna make the right decision.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I saw people tweeting about that, saying all sorts of crazy things about him, I didn't know what was going on. For a second, I thought, he did something in FIBA that was absolutely crazy and made everyone tweet about him. And it made me think like we saw how he, took over in the playoffs because the Knicks needed him too. He's not a selfish point guard, but they needed him to score because everyone else wasn't. I mean, you had Randall underperforming, only, he wasn't putting up the points that he was in the regular season. A lot of other players were missing, like Quickly, Grimes, they weren't offensively there. So we needed him to be that score first type of point guard. And I'm not mad at that because who else was going to do it if he wasn't going to? And honestly, I think that's part of the reason he didn't fit so well in the FIBA team is because he's fresh off of that playoffs. He was going crazy there. And I just think he needed to relax a little bit and calm down with his role in FIBA, which he did. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what Knicks Twitter is doing right now talking about Brunson like that.
Listen, man,
what
do we call it, Stevie? We saw malarkey.
Yeah, that's total malarkey, man. Total malarkey, man.
That's funny. Speaking of, someone mentioned Randall. I think it was Stevie. Yeah, we're gonna get into him right now. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's been going live on Instagram, showing his workouts, showing him putting up shots. And I think in one video, he literally hit 10 threes in a row. What do you guys think about him going live? I think it's really interesting. Like, I would not expect that from him. I don't think he likes to associate with the fans a lot. And, he knows that there's criticism there, but I think it was a really interesting move for him to go live and show him working out. Stevie, we could start with you. What do you think about that?
He was actually working out with Quickly today, from what I heard. They had put out a video of him and Quickly working out. And I love it personally. One thing, like, say what you want about Julius Randle, some criticisms are true, a lot aren't. But you're gonna get an in shape Randle at worst. There's nothing about it. You're getting Randle in shape. He's gonna be ready for training camp. You're guaranteed that. You gotta at least give him that much props. He takes care of himself. Judging by what I see, he's really into his strength. I don't know if you saw that one video that he put out. I think it was maybe a few weeks back that he was working out with a medicine ball.
Yeah.
And he threw that big medicine ball high in the air. I don't know if
That
y'all
was
lifted,
crazy.
yeah, I don't know if y'all ever lifted a medicine ball before, but you got to be strong to do that. Let me
That's
tell
a
you,
Yeah.
you
fact.
have to be
That's a
really
fact.
strong to do that. So I love what I'm seeing with that. You're right. As far as him going live, that is interesting because he usually doesn't do that. So why he's doing it, I don't know. I have no problem with it, actually. I'm pretty cool with it if that's what he wants to do. But I don't know. Maybe he wants to show some of the fans, I'm more dedicated to this than y'all think. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if that's what he's trying to do,
You
I'm
clip
all for
that.
it.
That's the one. Clip that. That's the one. Yo, right on the head, Stevie. Hell yeah.
LJ, Stevie, were you finished?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry about that.
LJ, what do you think about him going live?
Yo, honestly, man, look at Loosey Goosey is the best kind of play style, man, and he's feeling himself. What more can you ask for? He's feeling confident, he's feeling good in his game, and he wants to show y'all what he's working with. And honestly, like Stevie said, he is in great shape. Like I think he actually like slimmed down a little bit, which could actually tailor to a certain play style. So who knows? We could probably see a little bit of a different kind of Randall this season. Maybe a little bit faster, more agile Randall, because we know Randall, gets buckets, he gets big up there. So seeing a skinnier version of Randall, who knows? He could be. I don't want
Yeah.
him to do that, but like, we don't know. Like, we don't know what he could do. But listen, the fact that he's going live and showing all this stuff it's back to confidence. Basketball is a game of momentum and honestly confidence. If you're not like Ben Simmons, not to bring him into this, but he's the perfect example of a confidence thing. Because Ben Simmons is still Ben Simmons. He just has a confidence issue.
Yeah.
So all this kind of like RJ Barrett feeling confident, feeling swaggy with the bronze medal on, feeling dripped out. You know what I mean? He's feeling good. Randall feeling confident, feeling good. All these guys is feeling good. And listen, man, I'm just ready. I'm ready for it all.
No, I agree. I'm happy that he's healthy again. He was dealing with that ankle thing from the playoffs and he got his surgery done. I'm happy to see him working out and it looks like he's in shape. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play next season and hopefully we get the Randall we all love to see.
And it could correlate with Twitter too, like what Stevie said, just to
Yeah.
like because it almost slipped my mind, the whole injury thing. He's probably most likely saying, "I'm ready, I'm back, and I'm better. Like I'm ready, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Like there's no question, I'm gonna be out there giving my 100%." So
I hope so.
I think so. Randall, he does. He has his checkouts. Like you said, criticism. Some are right, some are wrong, but overall, you can't deny what Randall has done for the Knicks in his tenure with us. You know what I mean? You can't deny that. So, regardless of how you feel about him, he's a much needed piece for this Knicks team. And mind you, I said this Knicks team, not overall, because things happen. But the way the team is situated now, Randall is a key factor.
Yeah. And I think you were spot on with what you said. I think he was going live to show everyone he's ready. And hopefully he really is. But moving on to no shade towards Randall.
Nah,
Okay?
no shade at all. It's just we
No
just
shade.
know. We
Every
know.
Knick fan has that same sentiment. I think he knows there's no shade. I think he knows what's real and what's not.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on towards the end of this podcast, let's talk about some predictions for next season. This could be about the record. It could be about a breakup. Actually, let's do record wise and if we'll make the playoffs and how far. So you can go first, LJ. What do you think around what the record will be and how far will we make it into the playoffs?
Okay, record. I'm not good with numbers. I'm not gonna lie. My math is bad, so I'm gonna let
No,
Stevie
it's
handle
okay.
that.
You can just say like, do you think we're gonna win more than 50, 40?
How much we won last? 47, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So I say we go 40. I think we just missed 50. I say 48, 49. We'll probably win one or two more games. Maybe actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna say 50 because we have Josh Hart, like I said from the beginning, and now we have DiVincenzo, which is a great, backup for shooting. So, you know what? I'm gonna keep it positive. I'm gonna say 50 games. I say we win 50 games. Do we make it to the playoffs? Absolutely. I think we beat whoever we play. I hope we play the Cavaliers again first round and we smoke them again. And honestly, I want to see the Miami Heat again. I'm not gonna lie. I want to run that back.
Yeah.
Do we?
Unless they have Dame, because that's a different story.
That's a different story. That is a fact. But do we beat them? I don't know. I think we give them a better series though. I think we take them to 7 probably. Because Jimmy Buckets is Jimmy Buckets, and like I said, if they get Damian Lillard, I don't know if we go to 7. We probably go to 4. I don't know how that's gonna work out. But let's just say Miami's the same core. They actually got rid of a lot of key pieces, so
yeah,
they might not actually they might not be the same. But honestly, I think we push conference finals. I think we could make it to the conference finals. I think we can. It all depends though on I think RJ. I think it all depends on him. It depends on how he comes out. He needs to have that breakthrough year. Like I think Stevie said it earlier. He needs to have that kind of year. And if he takes that step and everybody follows suit, I don't see why we push conference finals. I don't think we'll make it to the finals because we have to beat probably the Bucks and that's Giannis and all them. So, but conference finals, listen, if we could just keep taking steps forward, progress is progress. You can't, Rome wasn't built in a day. We went from the first round. Now we made it to the second round. Why not make it to the third round? So, I think we go conference finals.
True. I agree with that too. What about UCB?
52 wins, give or take, if I were to guess myself. I think we improved. I think we improved from last year. Pending a Dame Lillard trade and a Siakam trade, because I've heard rumors about him going to Atlanta. I don't know how true that is, but they're looking into that. Pending those moves, I could also see us going to the conference finals because the way I see it, if things stand pat the way they are, no team really made a move that significant to take a step forward. You know what I mean? I mean, aside from the Celtics trading for Porzingis, but that's 50-50 based on his injury history. So that's not a guarantee. The Knicks can make the conference finals depending on who we play in the first, second round. So I think it's all about seeding for us. So if I'm the Knicks, yeah, I say 52 wins. But we got a gun for one of those, at least the top 3-4 seed, if we want to, have an advantage in some way.
Agreed. I definitely think I see them winning at least 50 games next season. And, like you said, it all depends on the matchups in the playoffs. So it's hard to tell what round we could make it to, but I do see us making it past the first round at least. And we'll see, what the second round holds if we do make it there. But the next thing I want to get into is I want each of you to pick a player that is going to have a breakout season. And LJ, you could go first if you'd like.
Yeah, I can I have 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so first one is RJ because he has no choice.
Yeah.
This is his contract year. You know what I mean? This is when everything gets kicked into effect. He just won bronze. So he has all the momentum going for him right now. If he takes a step back, that's a problem, big problem. Because you're getting all this money, you won bronze, and now you're not showing out for us, bro. What's going on? You don't like us or something? So Barrett is definitely one on that list. Number 2, I'm gonna say Quentin Grimes because Quentin Grimes made the Rising Stars last year, and he had not a solid offensive performance, but for a young player to be in the Tibbs starting rotation, that's a lot of pressure already. And for you to come across Jimmy Buckets, like I'm gonna tell you that one play, that one possession when he hurt his ankle and he stole it from him.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's all I needed to see.
That was great.
That's all I needed to see because that shows the kid has heart and he has hustle and he doesn't give up. And his defense is A1. A1 steak sauce. You heard it here first. A1 steak sauce. And he's showing videos of him working on his offensive game. He worked with JJ Redick. He worked with he worked with somebody else, somebody dope. But JJ Redick, one of the best 3-point shooters the game has ever seen. So he's getting knowledge from the best. And I think what's after? Can you make Rising Stars again? What's after that? All-Star? I don't think he's gonna crack All-Star, but he's definitely gonna make some noise, some serious noise, because everyone was mad. I was mad at him for the performance that he had in the playoffs. I don't think that's gonna happen again. I think now that he got the experience, he got the butterflies out, he's gonna come in a little bit more. Because when you're the new guy in, you don't want to step on anybody's toes, especially when you got Randall, Brunson, all these guys, you don't want to make the wrong move, and I can understand that as from a young guy, you don't want to mess the function of everything. So, knowing the team and knowing the kind of guys that we have on the team, I'm sure they're telling Grimes like, yo, bro, you got the green light. Like, we know what you can do. You have the quickest first step in the NBA. Use it. You know what I mean? You do what you got to do. And, they'll, the Knicks being the Knicks, I'm sure the support system is there. They're a bunch of guys who love being together. They have dinner together. They love hanging out with each other. And, that's all going to play in a big role in Grimes' development. So I think Grimes is going to have that breakout year. And fun fact, quickly, he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year.
I agree. He deserves it this year. I mean, he got robbed of it last year, so hopefully he does win it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, with that playoff performance, I don't know.
It's a regular season award, isn't it?
I know. But I need to see some playoffs. I need to see some playoffs too. But he definitely got it this year.
Yeah. What about you, Stevie? Who's your breakout player for next season?
This is probably me being wishful, and it's not a shot at him neither. But I'm picking Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, I think with him, for him to break out, it's all about his health. And I think he stays healthy for most of this year. And he actually contends. Just me throwing a prediction out there. Not contends for Defensive Player of the Year, but at least an all-defensive team spot. I think this is the year he shows he's the anchor that he was meant to be. Not that he didn't do it last year, because he did real good when he was out there last year. But this year, I think he's going to be a little more responsible with his health, because he sees what we have. You know what I mean? We have a shot to make some noise. And Mitch is a big part of that. A key part of that, to be exact, because if he's not anchoring the defense, it's going to be a little more difficult. I predict he stays healthy. I predict he averages around 8 and 11 in 2 or 3 blocks and gets at least an all-defense second spot. So I'm picking Mitch as my breakout player this year.
That's a big one too, bro. That's a good one.
I like that pick. Yeah, definitely. And with Mitchell Robinson, do you think he's working on his offensive game right now?
Oh my God,
he is, from what I've seen, because they show footage. He actually posted a video today too of him working out. But we saw videos. Yeah, we saw videos of him working out before, and it didn't really translate.
Exactly. I was just thank you, Stevie. I was just about to say that. We saw Mitch crossing people over. I see that not once this year.
If my thing about Mitch is doing that, and he tries to make it, translate to the basketball, he at least gives it a shot to take a mid range, because he had a decent form. If you see the footage, he had a decent form. I don't know why he doesn't at least give it a shot. Shoot a mid range, Mitch. Come on.
Or he's like a baby, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie. In the playoffs, he did post up like once or twice. He did try something new for the one time. So I commend him, but I'm gonna need to see that a little bit more consistently. But Stevie's right though. If Mitch does break out like that, oh bro, we're unstoppable.
That adds a new dynamic. He has no idea what impact a little mid-range could have.
Very true. I don't expect him to be checking up threes. I'm just expecting, like a little bit more of offensive game and work on maybe dribbling. Maybe he could create some type of post-up game. I don't know. It's hard with his size.
Right? Something.
Yeah, something. Because right now all he's doing is lobs, dunks, and I think he could add a little bit more something.
He's clogging the paint.
Yeah. But I mean, those were great picks. You guys said if I were to choose one, I would choose what LJ said, Quinn and Grimes. I really think that this next season he is going to break out because, we saw it, like you said, in the Rising Stars game, he was great. And then he had a stretch of games where he was shooting consistently. He was putting up I would say 15 to 20 points. I don't know if you remember that stretch of games. I think it was a week or 2 weeks.
The 9-man rotation, right? He was the difference. That's when somebody got hurt. I forgot who it was. He took somebody's spot, and he was the difference.
Yeah, and I just think we've seen what he could do, and his shot is it's amazing. His form, we know he's a shooter from the way he shoots. He just needs to keep it consistent. Obviously, the playoffs was a different story, but if he can find a way to keep it consistent, along with the amazing defense that he does, then he could really be a breakout player. Maybe even go for most improved, possibly. But yeah.
And if he breaks
So-
out, I want no more Tibbs slander about he don't develop young players. I want to hear none of
That's a
it.
fact.
Because
Oh my
that'll
God,
be
that's a fact.
another young star coming under Tibbs. First it was Quickly. No, first it was RJ. Then Quickly. Now if it's Grimes, oh, forget about it. I don't want to hear nothing. I want to hear nothing.
yeah. Well, we need to see RJ step up this season along with Grimes.
Oh my God, please RJ, please, bro.
Bro, this whole season is depending on him. This fan base is depending on him. It's all
I haven't
on
bought
him.
it.
It's
I'm not gonna
crazy.
lie. Respectfully, I haven't bought his jersey yet. I need to make sure my money goes to a good investment. You know what I mean? Like, the only jersey I have is Spreewell. That's it. You know, because we all know who Spreewell is. But if listen, RJ, I'm making this promise to you. If you have a breakout year, I will buy your jersey. This after, like, sometime during the middle of the season, I will buy your jersey.
I'll buy one too. Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one too. All right, RJ, you hear that? We're all gonna
We
buy
all
your
buy
jersey.
That's
jersey.
3 customers right there. You got to show out.
That's hilarious. You know, you're right though. We need to make good investments because I bought an Obi Toppin jersey and just look how that turned out. Look how that turned out.
You got Capital One. I think they take like refunds, right?
I don't have Capital One.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that sucks.
Capital One does a deal that if you get a jersey and that player gets traded, you could either get a refund or get the new jersey of that player, something like that, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's for the NFL only though. I don't know because it was like an NFL commercial, so I'm not sure. I'm sure they do it for all teams.
That's
Obi
great
Toppin
that
though.
they
I'm
do
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss.
I didn't even get to wear it to the Garden to watch him play, so that's just pathetic, honestly.
Oh my goodness. He actually
But
looks good over there. Not for nothing. Shout out to Obi. He looks pretty
Yeah.
comfortable over there.
Shout out to Obi. When he comes back home, I'm going to that game and I'm wearing it.
I was
So
thinking about going to that game too, not for nothing.
yeah, I'm really excited to see him play.
Though, I'm not gonna lie to this whole narrative with Obi. I hope Obi drops 30 on the Knicks though. That's gotta stop. I don't want Obi to do that. Like, why would you want the opposition to do that to us?
He's
nothing
not
personal.
gonna do that.
I want him to do good, just not against us.
Yeah, do it somewhere else.
I mean, yeah, no, he could drop 30, but if it results in a Knicks win,
Yeah, it's
I'm
whatever.
okay with that.
That's true. That is true. But you know, Knicks will Knicks. You know, if Obi drops 30, he'll probably hit the game winner. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man. I'm gonna close out this one. So it's been really fun talking to you guys about all these topics. The season is literally I think less than a month away. So I'm not sure the exact date it begins. Do you guys know?
I think it's
not
the
sure.
25th, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
The 25th.
October, right?
Yeah,
October
I know it's against
something.
the Celtics. I know it's against the Celtics. I just might have the date wrong, but I think it's the 25th.
Yeah.
Word.
I'm not sure when preseason starts, but it's coming up quick. It's very soon.
I'm not too hyped. I'm not too hyped for preseason. I just need the season to start. I already know what the Knicks got. I just need it. I need to start. We could skip preseason and the summer league. We skip all that.
I know. I mean, summer league wasn't even interesting, so
Yeah,
let's
skip all
just
that.
start the season right now, right?
I agree.
But anyways, if you guys want to plug your social medias right now before we end it, tell everyone where they could find your
Stevie!
channel.
Oh boy. Y'all can follow us on Instagram at Knicks Anonymous. You can also follow us on Twitter, X, or whatever the hell they call it now, at Knicks Anonymous, but it's spelled with a Z. We can find us on TikTok at Knicks Anonymous. We're also on all kinds of platforms such as Google Podcasts, Apple
YouTube is our main preference because we do videos now. So
Yeah.
definitely follow us on YouTube. If you want to follow us anywhere, YouTube and Instagram, Knicks Anonymous. Twitter, Knicks Anonymous with a Z. That's where we get personal. If you want to have conversation with us, that's definitely where you want to be. Instagram is more just general news and stuff like that. But to catch the show,
we talk on Instagram too.
no, we do, but it's a little bit more general. And YouTube, Knicks Anonymous, that's where all our episodes every Monday. We haven't dropped recently because it's been kind of quiet, so we haven't really had any content to drop. But when the season starts, every Monday, 6:00 a.m. for the morning birds out there, or I don't know what that is in Pacific time. You guys can figure it out. ChatGPT, AI, it's taking over the world. Figure it out.
But definitely go check them out, guys. If you're watching, please go subscribe to their YouTube and see their
shout out to Mill Media. You already know. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. Honored to be here.
Yeah, and as always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, Big Nick Energy, and we're on Twitter, Big Nick Energy _, and you can find us on Instagram and TikTok as well. And if you want to follow my personal, it's mill.media on Instagram. I post a lot of reels on there and just a bunch of Knicks content. So thank you guys, and thank you guys for joining me again. It was a pleasure talking to you guys, and I can't wait until the season starts.
And this won't be the last time y'all see us. Facts.
Definitely.